Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So the new Delta Force update just landed, version 1.037.109, and honestly, it's one of the more exciting patches we've seen in a while. This one doesn't just tweak a few numbers or fix small bugs, it actually brings some fresh energy to the game with new content, events, and gameplay changes that make things feel more alive again. Whether you've been grinding hard since launch or just hopping back in after a break, there's something here that's going to catch your attention. First off, the highlight of this update is the introduction of the Arcade Rush mid-season content. This mode has been hyped up for a bit, and now that it's here, it really changes the pacing of matches. The devs clearly wanted something fast, chaotic, and fun to break up the usual tactical playstyle. Arcade Rush feels like a playground where you can just jump in and go wild. It's less about slow positioning and more about raw action, and the response from early players has been pretty positive. The map's got some subtle tweaks too, lighting adjustments, spawn balancing, and a few layout refinements that make firefights feel smoother and less predictable. But that's not all. Since it's the holiday season, there's a full-on winter event running alongside the update. You'll notice snow effects, festive decorations across several maps, and even a themed loading screen that gives off those year-end vibes. There's also a New Year login event that's worth checking out because it gives players a shot at unlocking the Iron Grim operator skin. It's got that dark, tactical look with just enough futuristic flair to stand out. You can also grab limited weapon camos and XP boosts if you log in daily during the event period. So even if you're not playing super competitively, it's worth jumping in just for the rewards. Now, let's talk balance, because this patch definitely touched on that. A few weapons that were dominating in recent weeks got some well-deserved adjustments. The M4 variant that's been a go-to for almost everyone got a slight recoil increase and a longer reload animation to tone down its overall dominance. Meanwhile, the SMG lineup feels more viable now thanks to tighter spread control and a minor damage buff at close range. Snipers also got some love with improved handling when switching weapons, making them a bit more responsive without being overpowered. It's one of those updates where you can tell the devs are really watching how people play and are trying to smooth out the extremes. Vehicles also saw a few changes that might fly under the radar at first, but have a noticeable impact in longer matches. Cooldown times for calling in support vehicles have been reduced, which means you'll see more tactical movement across the map instead of static stalemates. The hit registration for mounted weapons has also been tuned up, fixing that annoying delay that made them feel clunky before. These aren't huge headline features, but once you start playing, you can feel the flow of combat becoming more dynamic and less frustrating. On the technical side, the patch delivers a solid set of stability improvements. There were some lingering frame rate dips, especially on older systems, and those seem to be much better now. Loading times between matches have improved too, cutting down those awkward moments where everyone just sits waiting in the lobby. The dev team also mentioned tightening up network performance to reduce desync issues, which should mean fewer weird moments where enemies appear to teleport mid-fight. It's not perfect yet, but definitely smoother than before. Another cool little detail is how the new update tweaks the sound design. Footstep audio has been fine-tuned to make directionality clearer, and explosions feel a bit more weighted. It adds a layer of immersion that's easy to overlook until you go back to older clips and notice the difference. There's something about the overall polish here that makes the game feel like it's stepping into its next phase, getting closer to that refined experience everyone's been waiting for. And of course, no update is complete without those quality of life touches that make everyday gameplay a bit more comfortable. The menu navigation feels snappier, the store interface has been reorganized so it's easier to browse skins and bundles, and there's even a small notification system that lets you know about active events without having to dig through multiple tabs. It's not flashy, but it makes the whole experience feel smoother and more connected. Overall, version 1.37.109 feels like the kind of update that brings momentum back to Delta Force. It's not just about adding flashy stuff. It's about refining what's already there, rewarding consistent players, and welcoming back those who might have stepped away. The combination of Arcade Rush, the seasonal event, and all these balance and performance upgrades make it a perfect time to jump back in and see how far the game has come. If you've been waiting for a reason to reinstall or pick up the controller again, this might just be it. The battlefield feels alive, the fights feel fairer, and with these changes, Delta Force is shaping up to close the year on a strong note.